Hello and welcome. The following demonstration will highlight how you can roll your portal from the year 2017 into the year 2018. This includes updating the default for the checklist templates, as well as updating some placeholders on the reports, the standard report templates that you have created. We've created some enhanced placeholders, which will remove the need for you to have to do this in 2019. And also, please stay tuned. We have created some enhanced analysis that we'll be releasing some demonstrations on very soon. Okay, so to begin, we're going to start with the checklist. So as you know, the 2018 checklist has recently been released and is now ready for use. And for those of you that have manually selected your default previously, here are your instructions to make the change so that when you create an audit job, which I'll display in a moment, actually let's take a look now. So at the moment, if I go to my audit job queue, I do believe I have one that I can demonstrate on. Perfect. So if I go to process the audit job, as you can see, it defaults to master template 2017. Now, of course, I have the option to change it to 2018, but so that I don't have to do that for every job, assuming that the bulk of the work will occur for 2018 audits as of now, I can go to my admin section, checklist templates. Okay, and as you can see, there's a fair few tests there, but as you can see, I have physically made my 2017 checklist template my default, so I must change it to the 2018. Okay, so there's no save button. The moment that you click that, that is live, and when you create an audit job, just to demonstrate, you will see that it automatically defaults to 2018. Okay, for those of you that have never selected a default, okay, you would have noticed that this year it's been, well, sorry, the previous year was defaulting to 2017 magically. That magic will continue. Okay, so just to confirm what I mean by that, if I look at my checklist templates, okay, because on this portal I've never selected a default prior to last Friday, it was always defaulting to 2017. For yourselves, although I haven't listed a default, you will see that if I create an audit job, it will become your new default. Okay, so for those that haven't set a default, it just automatically rolls onto the 2018. Okay, and for those of you that have asked questions regarding checklists, if you need to make any slight changes, I'll use this portal here. To do so, all you need to do is go to the checklist templates, select create template. Okay, you can call it whatever you would like this, and you can just select clone template. Okay, now clone the current template, which has some updated information on it, enter any description. So if you know what it is you'll be changing prior to doing it, or if you have multiple templates, we do have clients that have a different style of templates. Again, it's completely your choice. You are in control. You can enter as much as 1,000 characters here to explain the changes that are on the template, and simply hit create. Okay, and once you've created, you will see that I now have the option. So as opposed to these other ones that have already been published or archived, or the standard template, I have a little blue button here to edit. Okay, so now I can open that checklist and I can make any changes I want to any particular section of the checklist, and you'll see that down the bottom I also have the ability to add checklist items. Okay, so just create my very own checklist. Okay, so for those of you that wish to do so, please be aware that each year you will need to clone again, because the templates that you create for yourselves specifically won't contain the updated information that we get signed off at the end of every financial year. Okay, now moving on, I would also like to take this opportunity to just show you some tips on how to update your audit reports. Essentially, not so much just your audit reports, but your report templates. Okay, so many of you came on board prior to April of 2018. So just to explain that, in April of 2018, we created further placeholders, and again, quite recently, we've created improvements on some of those placeholders, and all of these have been based on client feedback, and we do thank you very much for that. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what I'm referring to, if I go to this portal here and go to my report templates, so admin report templates, you'll see here that I have an audit report for 2017. Many of you will have this. Okay, and I'm using this as an example, but it may be throughout all of your reports, management letters, engagement letters, things as such. Okay, so you'll see here that I've got for the period ended end date. Okay, so this end date will actually generate 30/06/2018 with a hyphen in between each. Okay, we also have, and just to let you know, we actually have made improvements, so I can now make that, instead of just being a standard date, to look more formal, I can actually scroll down to, and I have the option to enter a year date in words without a comma, or a date in words, sorry, a year and date in words. Okay, so the year and date in words has a comma between the month and the year. This seems to be the most popular based on some very recent feedback. So I'll go ahead and enter that, and I'll apologise in advance for this particular spelling error. It is being rectified. Of course, comma has nothing to do with the audit. This will not display on your report. That will obviously default to the end date of the audit that you're completing, so only you will see that spelling error. But again, to avoid embarrassment, we will be making that update. Okay, and many of you will have this here. So 2017 highlighted. We were unaware that we were going to create this placeholder. Okay, so we have highlighted it just to provide a bit of a reminder that this needs to be updated each year. We have removed the need for that. So firstly, let's remove the highlight. Okay, so if I select that, click on this background color option up here, and click the X, that will remove the highlight. Okay, now let's replace 2017 with a brand new placeholder that we've created for the financial year. Okay, so regardless, so this report, I no longer need to call it Audit Report 2017. Okay, I'll just call it Audit Report, because this will transition into each financial year, whether you go backwards or forwards. If I was performing an audit for the year 2012, this will then default to the financial year of 2012. The end date, of course, will default to the 30th of June 2012. But more common, an example will be 2018, so this will now be 2018, and next year it'll change to 2019 without you making any manual changes that you're doing as we speak. Okay, so to update the placeholder, the fastest way, you can actually do it this way and delete and then add the placeholder. And just a tip, if you scroll all the way down, the year-end date are right at the top. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead again and enter year-end date without comma. Okay, and again, just to demonstrate, you also have the option, instead of removing, you can just highlight and then override with the new placeholder. Okay, just check after you do it. It's a mistake that I commonly make. Sometimes the space, I've taken a bit too large of a chunk, and the space is removed between the placeholder and the next word. So just double check that. Okay, now another tip is so that you don't have to manually find where it says date, you actually, within our reports, you can choose Control F, which will open the find. Okay, and you can enter the current placeholder and replace it. But because there are only 3 or 4, I find it quicker, much quicker, just to enter the word date and hit find. Okay, so that one I've already replaced. I've already replaced that one there, that one as well. Okay, that's just the word date in a report, and here's the last one which I need to replace. Okay, so I'll just exit out of this and replace it up here. Okay, and as you can see, I took the space out there, so I'll just put that space back in. Okay, so again, I know that there is another one down here, and just to explain further, I didn't explain it very well, but what you have the option to do, and I'll just get this one open as well. Okay, because I will be showing the management letter in a moment. Okay, so you have the option to, I would copy this here. Okay, hit Control F, find, so enter the current placeholder, and then replace with, just have this saved elsewhere or on your clipboard. Okay, and go ahead and replace all. Sorry, find and then replace all. Okay, so that'll update the entire report. So on an audit report where there's 5 end dates, it might be worth entering the find and replace option. On a report where it's let's say a management letter, the end date is only entered once, so it's just as quick to actually just override that. Okay, so that's an example of updating the audit report. And just to explain further, I would also like to take this opportunity very quickly to show that you are in complete control of this particular of all of your audits. Okay, sorry, all of your reports. And if you don't currently have signatures, you chose not to ask us to add the signature when you came on board, you do have the ability to enter that, and it is very easy. Okay, so just click in the space where you would like to enter your signature, and go ahead and click the little edit image button. Click the camera. That will open up your hard drive, and I'll just move that across while I navigate, and that will enable you to navigate to the folder where you keep or where you have saved the required signature. Okay, and I will just move that across now that I have located it. Okay, so just simply choose the signature. Now you notice that I've called it 180, and the reason I've done that is because that is the size that I've based on previous experience. That's the size that suits the font of the letter best. Okay, so essentially just keeping it in proportion to the, some would argue that that's a little out of proportion, but just to let you know, even after you add it, you have the ability here to change the dimension of your image. Okay, so let's say that we did deem that was a little out of proportion. All you have to do is change the dimensions, and that will come through a little smaller. Okay, so please stay tuned. There will be further release notes following some additional analysis that we have created, as well as some other improvements that we have made to filters and things, etc. But seeing that everybody is very keen to get on with auditing for 2018, I thought I'd create this helpful tutorial so that you can make some changes and get stuck right in. Okay, so thanks for watching. Have a great day.